Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I'm Gary, your host, and this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. So, this time I want to take a little look at Supreme number 5 from 1993, Image Comics. And if you've watched my stuff for some time, you know I'm not a big fan of Image, and I'm not a big fan of Rob Liefeld. But I like Supreme. But mostly because I like all kinds of Superman style type ripoffs and parodies, and he is both. And okay, Supreme is as I said, it was created. This is created, and this issue is plotted by Rob Liefeld, with pencils and script by Brian Murray, and inks by Chris Ivey. Now, and this are obviously imitating, because it's probably for the Rob Liefeld titles, the house style, because all the others that I see, artists that I've seen doing his stuff, imitate his style, and usually with better result than Rob Liefeld's work himself. But I do not begrudge him his success or anything like that. I liked his earlier work when he was first starting out. He was generally superior. Same thing goes with Todd McFarlane. When they both became real popular, as far as I'm concerned, their work turned to crap. And I think the crap was one of the reasons why. And they both have talent, or some talent. And I think McFarlane has more talent than Liefeld in general. But neither one is very good at... They come up with some good ideas, but neither one is very good at the writing aspect. Or at least they weren't. Over the years, they may have improved. I don't know. Because I haven't seen anything by either one of them in probably over 20 years, anything that they produced. So, this is Supreme, who is a superhero character published by Image Comics and created by Rob Liefeld, and running from 1992 to 96 as at Image, and at other Rob Liefeld associated publishers at various times. Like he later had the Maximum Press, and it had that, and it was back at Image for a while, and Acclaim, and various others that, and I haven't seen it. They even had a more recent relaunch, and I know nothing about that. He was created to be a very egotistical, glory hound, anti-hero, Superman-style archetype swipe, basically. Alan Moore more recently reworked the character as a tribute or parody of the Silver Age Superman, which I would like to see. Now, Brian Murray was born in 1960. He's about my age. He was a prolific comic artist and popular cover artist at Image, Marvel, and DC, and he's been doing a lot of stuff in Hollywood, as well as doing as a storyboard artist for a variety of films, including Brightburn, which itself is a Superman parody, and Spider-Man Far From Home, Ready Player One, some Star Wars work, among many others. So he is accomplished. Now, as I was saying, he is utilizing the Rob Liefeld stylization and techniques and a type of visual storytelling, which is usually no visual storytelling or very little. But he, as far as I'm concerned, he surpasses Liefeld. And I don't mean to badmouth Liefeld so much, and I'm not intending to. It's just a statement of fact here that Brian Murray is a far, far better, and I don't, he's unknown to me other than until I did research for this. But just from what I've seen, he is a far superior draftsman and visual storyteller than Rob Liefeld. And so, and it shows in this, even though he is using the Liefeld techniques. And we'll take a little look, because I've babbled way too long. Here, a splash page. Oh, yeah. Okay. I can't remember, and it didn't even mention in my research what Supreme's origin is. I think he was born that way on Earth. I think that's how the story goes. He was a long-time superhero on Earth. I guess he's immortal or virtually immortal. And then for decades, I guess he left Earth for seeking adventure or stuff in far outer space. Did some good stuff, did some bad stuff, made friends and enemies, and some are both, and came back to Earth, and he's very egotistical, and he is not, I wouldn't say he doesn't care for collateral damage in his superhero battles, but he's not overly concerned about the innocent bystanders. But even in here, he does express concern for the innocent bystanders who are and may be injured in this conflict. Then, see, this is only issue 5, but he was apparently followed back to Earth by a former ally turned enemy in some of his deep space battle stuff. So, and now he's here to. And of course, Supreme is working with superhero groups here on Earth, and this guy has just come. Even forgotten his name. Doesn't matter. And his to go up against Supreme and destroy him, and taking out a lot of innocent bystanders and other superheroes in the process. So. This is the guy, and I can't even remember his name because it doesn't matter. And he seems to have knocked out Supreme for the moment, and then he flashes back. This is when we get our flashback of how they were worked together to fight off some evil empire. As they trying to take over some innocent worlds. Then when that's done, Supreme takes off, leaving this fella to with the other people with the locals to pick up the pieces, and in the process, this frenemy makes himself emperor, and he just goes on a tour of expansion. Chrome, that's his name, Chrome, and so now he's come to Earth to both take out Supreme and add it to his collection. Meanwhile, there are other terrestrial and extraterrestrial superheroes on Earth and assisting with. This is what's his name, Skyrider, I think, and he looks odd. I don't know what he is. And they fight, make a deal. Now, you can kind of see what's going on here. There's a little shy on the backgrounds here. That is also a Liefeld style. Quite often, you see very few backgrounds, and what you do see is minimal. Well, this is wham wham, fight using the unconscious body of Supreme as a weapon against the other guy. And they're happen to be at Dulles International Airport in DC. This is where this battle is taking place. It goes right through the control tower, and then Supreme wakes up, and he goes after Chrome. And they fight. Meanwhile, there's a plane that is landing while the air traffic controllers are trying to reroute everybody. This plane is out of fuel and had to land. And so in the process, this thing's landing. They're right there fighting on the field, on the runway. And when the landing plane comes by, Chrome grabs the plane. Now this is when some of his good craftsmanship shows up here. So when this aircraft, you're not seeing much there, but then here, whoom. Oh, magnificent explosion. If they're out of fuel, I don't think, well, the fumes would still be explosive. I don't think there would have been quite that much of a, but that's just my personal opinion. I don't know. But it's very nicely drawn. What's left of the aircraft means a lot of stuff. And then news from nearby news channels seeing all this explosion stuff. They have a news lady on the roof broadcasting the events. And this is again where Murray's nice draftsmanship just it's so noticeable because it is so different from the rest of the artwork in the story. This is so good. This very lovely figure here, and I would estimate that this was from some photo reference or other of this lady. It is done very well, including also the cameraman, etc. She is reporting on the damage, and this is when it gets some exposition. So it's involved with Supreme is involved in this battle, and so which means that he doesn't care. And if Supreme is involved, people are dying. And one of the other heroes had been injured at Supreme's encouragement. Skyrider had taken the injured one back to their headquarters where they're already dealing with some of these guys. And here again, the draftsmanship really shows. Is all the detail and stuff in the background here in these images is just nice. It's all nice here too. And then this figure who is a daughter of one of the injured heroes come to see him, I guess. And I don't really know her, and it doesn't play any other part in this particular issue because this is just a transitory issue. But again, his very lovely draftsmanship on this female figure just stands out among the other regular stylization of these other characters. And it's just a very, very lovely drawing here. And here they're all said, this is an interlude which has absolutely nothing to do with the story, so I won't even talk about it. And then here's another interlude that has absolutely nothing to do with this part of the story, but it's Thor, God of Thunder. Hey, anybody can do Thor. You just have to make sure that it's a different version than the better known one. Okay, now we're Skyrider is back on. He's an alien back on his ship in orbit. And he's got another weapon or something. And the battle has moved away from the airport into the city itself, and smash bang smash, all kinds of fights going on. And the guy causes a big explosion. Kablooey! Feel my power! Boom! All the time they're talking and griping and stuff. And he looks like Supreme is knocked for a loop, and it looks like a big chunk of the city gets blown up right there. Meanwhile, we see another really nice standout bit of artwork by Brian Murray. Then back to the battle. Well, this is what Skyrider has beamed back down with his other weapon, and he and Supreme are about to team up and double team this bad guy Chrome. And dun dun dun! That's it. So you see, not much story ever actually happens in these comics. It's almost all fight, exposition and stuff. And it says, next issue, the final conflict. And I don't know, I've only got a few issues of Supreme, but I do like them, and I've gotten rid of some over the years. Has a wider, following on with Shazam and Superman. They have more. A family of characters, there's Lady Supreme, Kid Supreme, something like that. And I don't understand all those. It's just fine. Here's some pinups done by other artists of the character. And so that is it for this issue of Supreme. May come back and revisit the character some other time, especially if I come across something more recent, and especially if it has more substantial writing. Because the writing is usually in these, especially in the early days of Image. I guess they've been doing some really good stuff lately, but especially in these earlier days of Image, that's basically what it was, all Image, playing to the fan service, but very weak in the story department. Okay, and that's all I've got to share with you this time with Supreme number 5. Thank you for joining me. Please like, share, subscribe. Do leave your comments down below. Are you a Supreme fan? Or are you a Rob Liefeld fan? Or a Brian Murray fan? Any of those things. Or if you've read this or other versions of Supreme, what do you think of them? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, comics are art.